but I want to just put it right there. What the? Oh my God!
Reveal the dark side of a simple day on the water. Let's dive in. A group of swimmers were enjoying the water when an uninvited guest appeared. Gliding almost without a ripple, a massive reptile moved just beneath the surface before suddenly emerging only a few feet from where they were. What's surprising is that no one seemed to panic. While many viewers initially believed it to be a dangerous saltwater crocodile, one sharp-eyed commenter clarified that it was actually an American crocodile, a species typically less aggressive than its Australian or Southeast Asian relatives. Even so, its unnerving proximity made the entire encounter nothing less than spine-chilling. During a surf competition at Itacoatiara Beach in Rio de Janeiro, surfer Igor Quiores was caught in a punishing ordeal. He had drifted dangerously close to the rocks at Shark Reef, a notorious spot where powerful waves slam against a shallow, jagged outcrop. The ocean showed no mercy, thrashing him around with unrelenting force. A rescue team on jet skis rushed in, navigating the chaos with skill and urgency. Fortunately, they managed to secure him and bring everyone back to safety. A man lowered a fish through an opening that connected to the waters below. Only moments later, something struck with incredible force. The pull was so violent that when he brought his hand back up, only the fish's head was left. He never caught a glimpse of what was responsible. It might have been a pike or a barracuda, both notorious for lightning-fast, savage bites, or perhaps even an alligator or crocodile lurking unseen. Whatever the predator was, the man was fortunate it didn't take his fingers along with the rest of the fish. A Reddit user going by the name RobConan96 once shared a short yet intense underwater video. As he swam through the cloudy, murky depths, something truly terrifying occurred. Out of nowhere, a massive shark emerged and brushed directly against his head. Luckily, no harm was done. But the sudden encounter was the kind of close call that makes your heart skip a beat. A man was out magnet fishing along the riverbank when his hook snagged onto something unsettling. To his surprise, it was a mask. But not just any mask. It was a plague doctor mask, the kind with a long, beak-like nose dripping with an ominous vibe as if it carried some dark history. No one nearby could say where it had come from. Perhaps it was once part of a strange, sinister ritual, or maybe just an abandoned Halloween prop, or something far worse. A missile suddenly streaked past and detonated in mid-air, sending a shockwave through the scene. Only seconds later, a second missile shot by, disappearing into the distance. The footage then cuts abruptly, offering no clues, no explanation, no hint of where it was recorded. It leaves the viewer wondering, where was this captured, and what exactly was unfolding out there? Casal DM, a Brazilian couple known for escaping into nature to fish and cook simple riverside meals, recently experienced a chilling encounter deep in Rio de Almas, Goiás. After a full day of fishing, they set up camp far from anyone else, just the two of them, their dog, and the soft crackle of the campfire. As dinner cooked, their dog suddenly grew restless, barking and pacing as if sensing something nearby.
Ô, cachorro acuou.
Tá lá, latindo. Será que é o quê?
Tá pra lá, gente, ó. Ó.
One of them remarked, thinking it was nothing more than distant forest noise. But later, when they aimed a flashlight into the darkness, they saw it. Kalo.
Calor.
Ó, capim.
A massive black snake was slowly circling the edge of their campsite. Luckily, it slithered away without incident, and the couple, along with their vigilant dog, made it out unharmed. They say humans have explored only about 5% of the ocean, and one fisherman may have just pulled up a glimpse of the rest. While hauling in his net, he discovered a fish that looked disturbingly wrong. Its eyes were crammed onto one side of its head, far too close together, and its mouth resembled a deep wrinkle more than an actual jaw. Startled, he quickly tossed it back into the water. The footage left viewers unsettled, with many calling it alien. In reality, it was most likely a flounder, a bottom-dwelling species with naturally bizarre features. Not dangerous, just rare, and deeply unnerving if you're not prepared to see one face to face. At first glance, it seemed like a flower drifting in the surf, or maybe some kind of strange bird. But the closer you looked, the stranger it became. It had soft, pink, wing-like flaps and a long, thick tail, with no clear mouth and no obvious fins. Every detail about it felt alien, unlike anything you'd expect to wash ashore. One day, on a quiet beach in the Philippines, something extraordinary unfolded. Without warning, hundreds of fish began hurling themselves out of the water, flooding the shoreline as if desperately fleeing from something unseen. No one could say for sure what species they were, and there was no predator in sight. Beachgoers rushed to film the spectacle and to collect some of the fish, while wondering what could have triggered it. Perhaps it was a sudden underwater disturbance, maybe a sharp change in temperature. But with no clear explanation, the event felt almost otherworldly, like witnessing a small miracle. A fisherman recently recorded something truly unsettling while out on a calm, isolated river. Through the gentle ripples, a massive, shadowy figure emerged just beneath the surface, something that clearly didn't belong there. Now, many are speculating whether it could be linked to legends similar to the Loch Ness Monster. Judging by its sheer size, it looked capable of flipping his boat without effort. The fisherman was fortunate to escape unharmed, but it leaves one haunting question. What kind of enormous creature might be lurking in that river? A group of fishermen were startled when an unfamiliar creature washed up on the shore. A young girl and her family were leaning over, watching a sea lion glide gracefully in the water below them. But in an instant, something unexpected happened.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Without a moment's hesitation, her father dove straight into the water and pulled her to safety within seconds. It all ended well, but it leaves a chilling question. What might have happened if her father hadn't acted so quickly? A group of fishers waded into the water, working together to land a catch.
Fish?
He's home. Yeah, right there would probably be good, Dad.
Oh, I got a mouth right. Oh, that's you.
That's me. All right, we're gonna all try that.
All right. We're gonna try to scare him around him so it runs out here if we can.
All right, he's underneath me. Grab his mouth. It's under my left armpit.
Left?
Yep, you're almost to him.
I feel it. Got it.
All right.
Teamwork?
All right, I'm gonna go check for another one.
All right.
Easy.
At first glance, it might seem intense, even dangerous, but this is noodling, a traditional fishing technique where catfish are caught using only bare hands or feet. It involves reaching into underwater holes where catfish hide, waiting for the fish to latch onto an arm or leg. While exciting, noodling carries serious risks, painful bites, getting trapped underwater, or even drowning. Due to these dangers and concerns about preserving fish populations, some states have outlawed the practice. All that danger, just for one fish. A fisherman was standing on the beach when he spotted strange lights shimmering across the water. At first, it looked like nothing more than a distant beam. But as he zoomed in, the outline took on an unsettlingly human shape. He realized these were faintly glowing humanoid figures, seemingly standing right on the surface of the water. While he focused on one, another suddenly appeared beside it, as if out of thin air. Locals have long whispered that this stretch of coast is near an alleged alien base, and now, with the sighting captured on camera, many are convinced these luminous figures might actually be extraterrestrial beings. The startled cries came as a strange figure emerged from the waters near Flat Bridge, Jamaica, only to vanish moments later. Its human-like silhouette and slow, eerie movements quickly fueled intense speculation. Could it have been a mermaid? Jamaica is steeped in folklore about water spirits, especially the legendary River Mama, said to guard hidden treasures beneath the surface. Some viewers believe the sighting could be tied to these ancient tales, while others think it was nothing more than an animal, a piece of drifting debris, or even a staged hoax. The footage offers no clear answers, leaving the mystery wide open. What do you think? A genuine encounter, or just another clever trick of the camera? A group of boys spent a summer afternoon swimming and fishing, capturing their carefree moments on camera. It wasn't until later, while replaying the footage, that they spotted something unusual. Partway through the video, a faint, transparent figure seemed to leap into the water. Some viewers were convinced it was a ghost, while others argued it had to be a digital trick, especially since the figure looked strikingly similar to one of the boys. But if it were just a person, why was there no splash? And why didn't anyone react at the time? The kids insist they have no editing skills and were just as shocked when they saw the figure. In the end, it comes down to belief. Was it clever editing, a simple glitch, or something far beyond explanation? In Brazil, a group of fishermen spent the day on the water, and some of them dozed off on the boat when they woke up. They found an unexpected and dangerous guest had joined them. A small crocodile had climbed aboard while they were sleeping. One fisherman found himself face to face with the predator, but despite the terrifying situation, he stayed calm, aware that any sudden movement could provoke an attack. How lucky was he that it was just a small crocodile? A group of fishers were out on the water when they spotted something unusual, what looked like a person drifting among the currents. They alerted the police, and that's when this video was recorded. It turned out the figure in the water was actually a man attempting a bizarre smuggling operation. His plan was to transport cigarettes from Paraguay into Argentina by disguising himself as a floating water plant. He swam across the river concealed among the dense mats of hyacinths, hoping to blend in unnoticed. But Argentine authorities quickly spotted him and took him into custody. While cigarette smuggling is fairly common in the area due to tax differences, this attempt was remarkable for just how strange and creative it was. A Reddit user known as WildWay1846 recently recounted a chilling memory from a past lake trip with friends. In the clip, voices can be heard joking and chatting.
I'm not. That was a lie. That's why I ended it and started playing it.
Mir said, fuck that, I ain't getting off live.
Somebody need to know where we at.
But when the video resurfaced in his memories, he noticed something he had never picked up on before, a faint, eerie scream in the distance. None of them had heard it during the trip, and he's certain it didn't sound like any of the friends who were there. The realization unsettled them even more, especially since they had all felt an unexplainable sense of unease that night at the lake. Could the source of that strange scream have been what set their nerves on edge in the first place? After a long day of angling, Joe O'Rarity experienced something he would never forget.
Nossa! Ó, eles erraram. Vou pegar a faca ali pra dar mais isca.
NASA. Two massive fish were staring straight up at him from beneath the murky waters off Mato Grosso, Brazil. Their faces were unusually shaped, with what Joe described as glowing eyes, and an expression that almost looked like a smile. They kept their gaze locked on him the entire time, even after he tossed a freshly caught fish back into the water. The huge creatures didn't flinch, didn't move away. They just kept staring. The unsettling footage left viewers fascinated and unnerved, sparking theories that ranged from giant arapaima to something far more mysterious. According to the Dallas World Aquarium, arapaima must surface every 10-20 minutes to breathe, producing a loud gulping sound. Could that detail explain Joe's strange encounter? Or was he staring down something unknown, lurking in the depths? In 2021, another group of fishermen out in open waters would have their own brush with a giant predator circling their boat. What began as an exciting wildlife encounter quickly shifted into something far more tense. The shark's movements grew sharper, and its body language suggested more than simple curiosity. This massive predator was making its presence felt. The fishermen kept a wary eye on it, fully aware of the danger just beneath the surface. Thankfully, after a few unnerving moments, the shark drifted away into deeper water, leaving them rattled but unharmed. While out ice fishing, a man stumbled upon a sight that left him baffled. A large fish was positioned upright on the frozen surface, its mouth opening and closing as if gasping for air, almost like it was trying to walk. Some viewers brushed it off as an odd but natural phenomenon, while others joked that maybe evolution was kicking into overdrive right in front of them. Still, the image is hard to shake. Was it nothing more than a strange optical illusion, or a glimpse at something truly unusual? While setting crawfish traps with his kids in a swampy river, YouTuber Blue Gabe had an encounter that took a frightening turn. As they drifted into a shallow stretch, he decided to drop a trap there.
So I think I'm gonna come over here and put this trap right here, which it's a little shallow, but I wanna just put it right there. What the, oh my God! You think I'm joking? My drone's right there watching me. We never knew she was there.
Shocked, he carefully pulled the trap back and began probing the water with a stick to find the hidden predator. And look how clear the water is.
And look how clear the water is.
How do I even get... Oh! Whoa! Dude, what the heck?
What are the odds of this?
That puddle's not even 4 or 5 inches deep. I don't even know where she's at. Come over here close and see if you can even see where she's at right now.
Yeah, Luke, you don't...
Luke, stay over there. It's not even... That's how deep it is. And I can't see her in there right now.
I can't even see her. She's so camo.
I just rubbed the stick the whole length.
She must be tucked up in that back corner.
Oh gosh, there she is. That's how people in South Florida or anywhere gators live get it.
It was a large alligator, perfectly hidden in water barely ankle deep. Realizing how easily the situation could have gone wrong, Gabe made the quick decision to leave the area and continue their trip somewhere safer for his children's safety. While paddling across a calm stretch of water, a man spotted something strange moving just beneath the surface.
What the hell is that? It's huge.
A long, translucent creature drifted past, vaguely resembling a jellyfish, but unlike any species he had ever seen. Intrigued, he cautiously steered closer with his paddle.
What the heck is that thing? It goes on for miles. I would not have a clue what that is, but they're all connected.
Before he could get close enough to touch it, the creature silently slipped away into the depths, vanishing as if it had never been there. He was left staring into the water, awestruck, wondering what mysterious life form he had just encountered. While fishing along a quiet beach in Indonesia, a man noticed something unusual descending from the sky and quickly began recording on his phone.
Tak tahu.
A dark object, trailing a thin stream of smoke, plunged rapidly toward the water. Experts have expressed interest in the footage, yet no one has been able to confirm exactly what it was. Some speculate it could have been a balloon or a fragment of space debris, while others lean toward something far more mysterious, perhaps even extraterrestrial in origin. With no definitive explanation, the strange sighting continues to fuel theories and debates online. While boating through a swamp, a family spotted something enormous resting near the water's edge.
That's a beast.
As they drifted closer, they realized it was an alligator, and not just any alligator, but one guarding a nest. To their alarm, the reptile's eyes were wide open, tracking their every move. They knew one wrong gesture could provoke it, and with its sheer size, a single swing of its tail could easily flip their boat. Choosing caution over curiosity, the family quietly backed away and left the area, grateful they hadn't tested the alligator's patience. A group of fishermen were far out at sea when the roar of jets overhead caught their attention.
¿Qué carajo pasa aquí? ¡Me cago en Diola! ¿Pero qué carajo está pasando aquí? ¡Hostia! ¡Vamos la hostia! ¡Cago en Diola! ¿Qué carajo pasa?
The confusion escalated as a strange, disc-shaped object appeared in the distance, darting through the sky in an erratic, almost impossible pattern. Without warning, the object plummeted straight into the ocean, sending up a spray before vanishing beneath the surface. The men stared in shock, unsure of what they had just witnessed. Moments later, a helicopter appeared overhead, circling their boat and broadcasting urgent instructions for them to leave the area immediately. Still rattled, they complied, heading back toward shore. But the incident left them with far more questions than answers. Was this an elaborate staged event? Or did they just capture real, undeniable UFO footage? In August 1994, a group of fishermen off the coast of Florida experienced something that would haunt them for years.
We're either being surrounded by friggin' UFOs or the Coast Guard following us in. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 lights we see there. They've been coming on. They were 7 lights. Oh, this is a big help. They're keeping pace with us.
Above the dark ocean, at least 13 glowing orbs lit up the night sky, spreading apart and slowly drifting toward their boat. Unease quickly turned to panic as the fishermen pushed their vessel to full speed, trying to outrun the strange formation. But the lights appeared to follow, holding their position in the air. Were they military flares, part of a classified experiment, or something not of this earth? Though the men made it back to shore unharmed, the incident left them wondering if they had stumbled into a covert military test, or crossed paths with a true extraterrestrial presence. What do you think they witnessed that night? A fisherman was casting his line along a quiet riverbank when something unusual caught his eye. A dark patch had begun to form on the surface of the water, spreading slowly at first. At a glance, it seemed like nothing more than stirred-up sediment or mud, but the way it expanded felt unnatural. The patch grew steadily, darkening the water in all directions, as if something beneath was churning it up. Uneasy, the fisherman decided not to take any chances. He packed up his gear and moved to another spot. The mystery lingers. Was it simply a natural disturbance, sediment rising from the riverbed, or was something hidden below, stirring in the depths? In the dark, crushing depths of the Tonga Trench, a team of fishermen-turned-explorers captured something extraordinary. Rare footage of the elusive bigfin squid, also known as the Magnapinna squid. This mysterious deep-sea species is almost never seen by human eyes, its remote habitat keeping it hidden from most research efforts. But using specialized underwater equipment, the team was able to observe it in stunning detail. With long, ghostly, translucent arms, stretching an incredible 8 meters, the squid glided silently toward the seafloor base, its movements slow and otherworldly. The rare sight left the crew speechless, granting them a precious glimpse into the hidden world of the deep ocean, and raising the question, what else could be lurking out there? In an entirely different environment, a woman arrived at a frozen lake in South Dakota for a quiet day of ice fishing, only to stumble upon something far more unsettling. Thousands of birds lay frozen in the surface of a lake, their heads eerily submerged beneath the ice. When the footage first appeared online, many viewers mistakenly believed it was filmed in China, sparking wild theories about a sudden, instant freeze. However, experts later clarified that the birds were most likely snow geese that had either succumbed to extreme cold or fallen victim to avian flu. Their bodies had floated on the open water until a cold front swept in, gradually freezing the lake over the course of several days, entombing them where they lay. It's a haunting scene to imagine, approaching a frozen lake and finding such a silent, unsettling tableau stretching out before you. This first clip was filmed by a fisherman navigating through treacherous, icy waters. The footage shows a boat forcing its way across a winter sea, surrounded by massive, jagged slabs of floating ice. Powerful waves slam against the vessel's hull, a stark reminder of the raw power of nature and the constant danger of operating in such extreme conditions. A group of friends were out enjoying a day on the water when they noticed something strange floating ahead. At first, it just looked like a patch of debris drifting on the surface, but as they drew closer, they realized it was actually a large cluster of jellyfish, dozens of them, all bunched together, barely moving. No one could figure out why they were gathered like that, but the scene gave everyone an oddly uneasy feeling. Then, as quietly as they had appeared, the jellyfish began to drift apart, slipping back beneath the water until the surface was empty once more. To this day, the group still wonders what could have caused such strange behavior. A man decided to take a swim in the Amazon River, not exactly the safest choice, and it didn't take long before he spotted a massive snake gliding nearby. There's an old saying, never swim in the Amazon River, and for good reason. The real threats here aren't always visible from the surface. Giant anacondas, venomous water spiders, bloodthirsty leeches, and strange, undocumented creatures that science has yet to name all lurk beneath. The man in this footage is Paul Rosselli, a seasoned conservationist who has spent years living deep in the Amazon rainforest. He has jungle survival in his blood. But for anyone else, taking this kind of risk is a very bad idea. That's all for tonight's video. Which encounter gave you chills? Let us know in the comments below. Got your own experience? We want to hear it. And whatever you do, don't miss what's coming next.